And so, on some news, STILO MAGOLIDE announced that he's set to fight Big ZULU on the 23rd of May in a surprise boxing match, which definitely had his comment section asking if he was sure about it, as Big ZULU recently knocked out another boxer, but brutally. And even though some questioned his boxing skills, they definitely did not question his ability to punch with power. FLVME is preparing a comeback after being robbed at gunpoint and losing his music files, as he tweeted saying, "Decided to put together a lost files pack for y'all after losing my music. The Lost Pack Volume 1, 26/05/23. MT made suggestions of signing a female rapper to his record label after asking on social media for suggestions as to who he should sign. But still on MT, Times Live reported that MT had filed for divorce from his wife, Nicole Shinsami, and had moved out of the apartment that he shared with her, which came after allegations of him laying hands on her, which also led to a criminal case reportedly being opened against MT with the possibility of a jail sentence. Nasty C was recently spotted in studio with leading hip-hop runners MASHBEATZ and MAGLERA DOE, together with his longtime associate Teleman. This comes sometime after there were collab calls on Twitter for Nasty C to do something with MASHBEATZ, but fans got an even sweeter deal, as there's also MAGLERA DOE in the mix, whose track record when it comes to features had recently been second to none. And Nasty C seems to have also noticed, as he told listeners in London that MAGLERA DOE was one of the guys to watch out for.
Yeah, there's a guy called MAGLERA DOE. Yeah, I really mess with like the way he approaches his music. He's very poetic, very smart guy, but he's a hood guy. So when people see him, they just expect him to say the most typical hood stuff. Yeah, he's very smart, man. And when you listen to his music, it's like it's very poetic, you know. So he'll be shocking the world too. Yeah, pretty soon. The delivery.
Mzansi A-listers has also reported on MASHBEATZ's growing influence in the culture, as for example with MAGLERA. The majority of his most streamed songs on Spotify are MASHBEATZ. MASHBEATZ's recent collabs with K-Kid have also contributed to making K-Kid the most streamed female rapper in the country. Something that fans seem to have also focused on is the fact that Nasty C and MASHBEATZ were in two camps that were directly beefing, and the last time Nasty C made a song with someone from that camp was when he worked with FLVME with the song Jack, which ended up being Nasty C's biggest solo song, despite all the legal challenges it faced. And so fans think history might repeat itself this time with MASHBEATZ. There was a debate around TWC versus CASHTIME, which actually got pretty interesting very quick, as former TWC member X Global entered the debate saying, "Peak, at our peak we charged 65,000 and up. We were so balling that we left a 5-bedroom house fully furnished with a 25,000 rand carpet to go pay 100,000 rands a month on rent. Then from there to a 10-bedroom house. Peak, we perform nationwide without radio or TV. You don't have to like us, respect TWC." However, others still weren't convinced that TWC could be compared to CASHTIME, as Big Glosser and others were laughing at the comparison. But former CASHTIME member Singer, during his interview with former TWC member MASHBEATZ, seems convinced that TWC is on that level.
One of the greatest crews, because y'all are in there, like in the CASHTIME squatter camp.
Yes. Flowers.
Tear gas.
Flowers.
TWC. Like,
yes. Appreciate
y'all
that.
did that.
I grew up on tear gas, so
yeah. And y'all to grow up and impact the game like that's crazy.
Interestingly, others mocked X Global, saying X Global forgets that he was a backup nigga for FLVME and A-Reese, to which he responded by saying, "Let's stop with the lies. When I met A-Reese, his brother had kicked him out. I took him with everyone he came with until he became stable. And FLVME was my responsibility until he dropped and made his own money, as they had just left the label." Which seems like X Global had been vocal about his contribution to the crew, especially after A-Reese's confrontation, wherein A-Reese was saying that people changed the narrative and blamed him for the fall of the crew, whereas he was the reason why certain niggas could put an album out. But it was holding him back, trying to hold them niggas down. X Global had his own song called The Real Confrontation, but in his latest album, he said, "Call that nigga, let him know this ain't about the raps. How you say you paid it all, nigga, that ain't a fact."
I'm making changes, I'm not stopping here or going back. Call that nigga, let him know this ain't about the raps. I'm giving back, even those who never had my back. How you say you paid it all, nigga, that ain't a fact.
MASHBEATZ also did speak just a bit about X Global and how he contributed to the rest of the crew, also including how he came with the rest of the guys.
And so, how did the TWC thing come together? Because I'm assuming you're part of the backbone of that. Because you and Reese, y'all meet when y'all make Paradise. Yeah. And that's before the TWC thing. The TWC thing comes in, obviously, after your Leave Ambitions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a whole nother, like, chapter, man. Yeah, like...
And I see the kids on the net go crazy about that era. Y'all niggas shook the shit up with that.
They still want that, you know, but we gotta grow. But you know how that whole thing started? It's a crazy story. So Benchmark, right? TK and Jody, they were living. We stay at their apartment in Melville, and you know, they big homies, you know, they're like, yo, let's do this thing. Let's move together as a unit. Let's brand ourselves on that level. But we need more people. We need to add more niggas on this thing. We need niggas that are gonna help on other situations, you know, in terms of radio, videos and stuff. So he's like, I got this nigga. Or let me just rather say these niggas, X Global. Let's come together with this nigga. Let's use our resources. We share resources, what we have and what they have, and we come together and we a crew. And you know, we were on that, but at the time, me and Reese specifically, we were just trying to make shit together. You know, we're not trying to get crowded by, you know what I mean? So, but you know, because they're big homies, we ended up like, fuck it. Bring the homies. And the homies pulled up. It was X Global, Echo, Melo, and Ghost at the time. So now it's just like,
so how do Echo, Ghost, and you said who, Melo
and
who did X Global bring them in? He came with them?
He pulled up with the boys.
Yeah.
So now...
Fuck with all these boys, by the way. They know. They know. Y'all all know.
Crazy stuff.
Shout out to all of them.
So, you know, like, oh, they X's boys and X is the guy. We you know, we gotta fuck with the homies. So now we end up just... cooking up, man. We end up exchanging energy, smoking in the studio, working together. Now we end up staying together. We going through ups and downs together, nigga, like trials and shit. So, you know, I think also those trials that we went through together, you know, being homeless and, you know, all those things that happened really connected us, you know, as a crew. And yeah, man, we eventually became one of the greatest crews.
And artist sponsor for this video is K1 Milano with his song Money Trees.
With the mic, Dwana Manning Father boxing or rapper with the fellas now was speedy le Zulu. Be the dopest in the city. When you kohlisa bangas, I'm killing shows in different places. As cutting Nendro Vugas 066 what it do. Got me some hitters, them last. Cheng is such a FLVME number. Sometimes I learned the hard way. Growing up, nitong and speakers blasting in my room.
If you guys want to check out the link to the song as well as his socials, check the description.